Guys, it is that time of the month again. It is market update time. In this video, I'm going to go through newly listed properties, active listed properties, number of showings per listing, average sales price, days on the market. Why do I tell people to watch these videos monthly? Because it really allows you, whether you're a buyer or seller, to track the market and see what's happening. It's very, very advantageous for you as either a buyer or seller to have data that is not coming from a realtor per se or Zillow. You're actually seeing it data coming right from the MLS, so you can make more informed decisions. So let's get right into September's market update for Temecula, Murrieta, and Menifee. Okay, everybody, welcome back to September's market update for Temecula, Murrieta, and Menifee. First thing, we're going to start off with new listings, and they went down for the month of September. We have new listings in Temecula 122, Murrieta 162, and Menifee 144, and that is down a lot from August. Now, I just wanted to point something out with new listings. It's really been 2 years now, September 2023 and September 2024, that we've had really low inventory. These numbers are very, very similar, but I wanted to point back to 2020 and 2021. You could still argue that the supply was down, but they were up from September 22 and September 21. They were up a lot compared to the last month. And I just, on the next point, on the active listings, the disconnect is even though the new listed properties dropped a lot in the last month, the active listings are going up for the last couple months. I pointed this out on my last video, why we saw such a dramatic downturn in the average sales price. I think that people, because of the monthly cost of a mortgage, the higher priced homes, there's just very, very few people that are able to purchase the $850,000 to $950,000 homes. The majority of homes that I am seeing selling right now, just from the data, are those in both cities, especially Murrieta and Menifee. They're that $600,000 to $750,000 homes. So that, again, in my opinion, that's why the home prices have leveled off or gone down overall in regards to medium sales price, is that the homes that are just being purchased right now are on the lower end of the scale in regards to sales price in both or all three of these cities. Okay, guys, so next up, days on market for September of 2024, Temecula 16, Murrieta 20, and Menifee 16. The average, if you took 20 years and you said, what is the average that a home stays on the market before it sells? I think it's around 25 to 35 days. So we're still under that. But when you compare all the way from August 2020 all the way from May 2022, if you can see basically 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we are up from the previous 2020 through 2022, but I did want to point out this in February of 2023 and really from November, December, January, we saw the days on the market go up substantially, and I've talked about this. I think that that's really just a slow time in the market in Southern California. November, December, January, and even sometimes into February, less people are looking for homes, less people are putting their homes on the market, and it might be a good time for any buyer over this next 3 to 4 months, if you're on the fence of purchasing. Not only have rates dropped, but you might have less competition in the market for the homes that are currently on the market because there's just not as many buyers in that pool. So I do see in January, February 2023, and in January, February, you can see the data that in those months, the December through February, the days on the market are a lot more. And how, as a buyer, you can take advantage of that. If something's been on the market for 30, 35 days, you might be able to get it for $10,000 or $15,000 less of what the actual list price is. Sellers are getting worried. Sellers are getting nervous that the market's going to change. So watch this over the next 3 to 4 months. And if we get up to these 27, 39, 26 days on the market on average, start going out there looking at homes, and the home's listed at 650, try to get it at 630. The worst they're going to say is no. Okay, so next up, the month's supply of homes, and this keeps going up or on a steady increase. They say a healthy inventory month over month is around 5 months. We're still well below that, but it is inching up, and we are at the highest levels. If you look, we're basically back to March of 2019 in regards to levels of the actual supply of homes that are on the market. If we go back 10 years, obviously in 2008, it was, 60. That's just here was the crash, but we are getting up to some of the higher levels. And is this going to continue to rise? Are we going to get up to that 5 or 6 month level? Okay, median percent of original list price, they're still getting 100%. So on average, if there was 100 homes that sold in Temecula, Murrieta, and Menifee, of course, some of them are going below. And I've done many videos on this. I start doing these monthly. About half of the homes are selling below market, and half of the homes are selling above. There are things that you need to look at as a buyer when you go into a home. Is this home going to sell above market? If it has solar, if it's totally remodeled, if it has a pool, if it has a large yard, if it doesn't have street noise, generally speaking, those are the homes that you can expect to pay $10,000, $20,000 above list price on. If all of those are not met, or it needs some work, or it's against a busy street, those are the homes that are going to sit on the market at this point. If you're willing to give a little, those are the homes that you're going to get under market at this point. Okay, number of showings per listing in September 24, Temecula, Murrieta, and Menifee. Temecula and Murrieta are around 4. Menifee's at 2.6. So every home that is listed in Menifee is only averaging 2.6 showings per listing. And these homes are still getting 100% on average of their original list price. What does that tell you? It doesn't take a lot of showings to sell a home. If you get your home ready, if you have professional pictures, if your home smells nice, if you do all of the little things, you're going to sell your home regardless of how many lists or showings you're getting on your home, as evidence through right here, this data. Not a lot of showings. Most of these homes are selling. Okay, and finally, we're going to go back to 5 years on the average sales price. The average sales price in Temecula, $762, Murrieta, $680, and Menifee, $597. Both Menifee and Murrieta went up from last month. Oh, actually, Temecula did too. I said this on my last video. I think it's going to hover in between that 750 and 800,000 for Temecula over the next year. I think it's going to hover in between that 650 and 700 in Murrieta, and Menifee, you're going to be in between that 550 and maybe 600. Do I see huge spikes over the next year? Absolutely not. I think that the growth rate that we've had over the last 3 or 4 years is really going to steady itself off over the next year and a half, and we're not going to see those numbers. For example, Temecula, I don't think we're going to see. You might have 1 month in July 2024, 800,000. Probably a lot of homes were sold that were just higher end at that point, but I really don't see a steady 5 or 6 months where you're going to see the average sales price, again, let's just say Temecula, being that 800 and 810. It's going to fluctuate in between that 750 and 800. Murrieta and Menifee, I really think, are going to correspond very closely to those numbers, that $50,000 range over the next year and a half. Thank you very much, and until next time from Exploring Temecula.